back again. This video. So there were a number of things that I did while I was in school, and these things helped me to come out with an excellent grade. So one of the first things I did was that I acknowledged that the kind of grades I was getting, they were not encouraging. Yes, they were bad. That's I first of all acknowledged it, because before you can make a certain kind of progress, you have to acknowledge that indeed what you are operating at now, the kind of results you are getting, they are not good, and so you acknowledge your state. And the second thing I did was that I began to set goals. Began to set goals. Yes, once I've understood that the grades I used to get are not good, what grades do I want to get further on? What grades do I want to get going on? Yes, so I now began to aim for the best. Yes, aim for the best. And one of the things that helped me was I bought a book on our school about a man, yeah, who got a single grade. That's after junior high school. He got a single grade, and then in senior high school also he got a single grade. And now he's a doctor. He's also he's also an author. Yes. So I began to plan going forward the kind of grades that I wanted to get. That's number two. And then number three, I began to um, take action. I began to take action. Yes, because it's not just enough to have plans. Yes, you can have plans, great plans, and yet your life will not be reflecting those plans. Why? Because you are not taking action. So the third thing I did was that I began to take action, and that's something I'll call go get it, go get it, go get it. So you have planned. Oh, I want to get a grade A in mathematics. I want to get a grade A in English language. I want to get a grade A in social studies. I want to get a grade A in physics, in chemistry. So after you have done this, you now tell yourself, what do I need to do? How do I need to study? What amount of time do I need to invest in my studies in order for me to get the kind of grades that I I I, I desire? Yeah, so that's where you begin to strategize. You say, oh, so everyone usually in the morning, people sleep. Most students sleep. They feel lazy to wake up very early in the morning and read. So you say, oh, once that time is always silent, because during the day you realize that there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of noise. You want to study. Usually, if you're the kind of person that you need a serene environment. So that's one of the things that also plays. You have to um, assess yourself and know the kind of person you are. Whether you are the person who you assimilate a lot in a very quiet environment, or you assimilate a lot when there's a lot of noise. We are all different, and so that's one of the things you identify about yourself. So you identify that, oh, I love a very serene environment. So you say, oh, why not? Why don't I study very early in the morning? Very early in the morning. Very early in the morning. Yes. So you can plan 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I mean, a number of hours before you everyone wakes up, get up, and then you learn. You don't just read, you try to understand it. You spend time with it. You say you study for 1 hour, 2 hours, or even 30 minutes. Yeah. So you can decide to start little by little, little by little. So what you read in the morning, you try maybe at the end of the day before you go to sleep, you try to recollect, oh, what did I read? What are some of the things I can remember from what I read in the morning? And then you try to write it down without opening the book. Yes, so that's one of that's one of the ways to improve retention. Yes, you test yourself. Test yourself. So that was one of the third things I did. I started to take action on my plans, take action on my goals, and it really helped me a lot. I began to see a lot of changes. And number four is that I identified those people who were good, then I started drawing close to them. Even subjects that I knew that somehow I was not too good, but yes, somehow I wasn't too good. So I went and identified people who were good in it, and I asked them for help. Yes, so you ask others for help. Yes, you make new friends. You make new friends. When you were not serious, you were having friends, and you people you realize that you are always getting the same grade, the same mark in tests and quizzes. So you put those kind of people aside, and then you begin to make new friends. Make new friends, because the people you work with determine a great deal what you become. Yes, so you make new friends. make a new circle of friends. And this for me had a very great impact on my learning, and then subsequently the grades that I got after senior high school. So these were some of the things I did. Yes, there are a number of things too, but these were some of the major things I did that helped me. And I hope that these things will help you. Going further, we'll talk about different things, some of the things, yes, apart from what I've spoken about now. Thank you. Thank you.